You know, I really don't want to talk about the alt anymore. I especially don't want to talk about them in video format. Why? Because every time I do, some jackass from there likes to tell me off in some way, shape, or form. So as a soul wolf, I'll no longer be talking about the alt or any of its members after this video's done. Well, except Ski, but that's for shitposting reasons, and really, who cares about shitposting reasons? Anyways, the reason I bring up the alt is because I made a Tumblr post about my final thoughts on them and how I wanted to move away from them. You know, before the whole Twitter drama that recently happened, but let's not talk about that. Anyways, the alt then turned that post into a video with the power of text-to-speech, and Kurome Toa made a commentary on that video. And it wasn't very good. I think I've wasted enough time here, let's just move right on in.
The alt CC and my final thoughts. So, I wanted to type this out real quick, mostly as a way of getting my main problems out there in Ether A, expecting the alt to read and understand, or B, to mock it to high hell because spiag. A major issue that I've noticed with the alt CC is that it had no outlining goal.
No outlining goal? I mean, I think that's a personal lie.
Some want to exile doodle tones, some want to actually help the CC improve, and others simply want to do commentaries without feeling like they're a part of the commentary community.
Wait, so you say we don't have an end goal, then you go on to say the exact end goal we have. You outright stated our objective in your statement, to improve the CC.
You're right! I did! It's too bad that it seems like there isn't a goal shared by all of your members. Seriously, considering how many of your members have been acting combined with who's actually in the alt, could you really blame me for noticing that the alt has differing goals to each other, which would show that there really is no outlining goal? It's why I list off some of the other goals in this paragraph as well.
I want to focus mainly on those who want the CC to improve, as the exile doodle crowd are all basically the same whiners who want to say whatever the fuck they want without being passed off as an idiot, and the commentators who want to commentate outside the CC because they can do so freely anyways. Seriously, joining the alt CC is counterintuitive to your goal. Honestly, I feel like the best way to help the commentary community out at this point would be to list off all the problems and make either a video, a tweet longer, or a text post about it, and share it around with everyone. This will, in turn, start up a conversation about said problems and could allow talk of solutions, concerns, and ideas. Eventually, after a while, the CC will be able to fix up the problems that they find problems, and manage to be in a much better condition than they were prior. I'm aware that there are problems that can't really be solved in this way, but it's still a better idea than just acting like everyone in the CC outside of the alt is some sort of neo-organization. Seriously, neo-CC is meme-worthy.
Oh boy, where do we start with this? Okay, your ideas on what we could do to improve the CC wouldn't work, frankly, since most of us would be ignored anyway. Skihan would be the only member of the alt to get any attention from doing so.
What? Look, I'll give you that there are people in the alt that do make things more salty than they need to be, and I will admit that there are people in the regular CC who would probably write off those problems rather than actually addressing them, but you're making it sound like only Ski would be able to do this without problems at hand. Hell, I've seen Dylan stream, he brings up some problems that I agree with. Hell, you exist, you can bring up problems. Hell, I've even had some problems from Berg and I can kind of see where he's coming from. What I'm saying is that Skion isn't the only person who could do this and make it a viable option. It can still be viable.
Oh, and also you claim being part of the alt CC is counterintuitive, yet you don't bother expanding on why.
What? How did you miss that? I was referring to the people in the alt who want to do commentaries without having to associate themselves with the CC. It's counterintuitive to that goal because you're essentially trying to get away from one community by joining another one that does the exact same thing. I know that the text-to-speech spot is muffled at times, but I at least expect you to read the transcripts in the description of that video, or even better, read my fucking post on Tumblr.
I could honestly list some problems that I do think the CC could potentially fix, such as the bandwagon effect, or the failure to translate context with jokes and arguments. Hell, I'll even agree that the whole leader and follower mentality is a problem, although, to some defense, that's an issue with any large YouTube community. I won't deny that the CC has its fair share of problems and issues, but acting like the CC are impervious to change unless certain members forever leave is nothing more than childish and makes no one want to listen to you.
Well done for admitting the same problems we've all been aware of, yet have done nothing to fix for years now. Which, the alt CC is clearly not attempting to change, right?
Yes, hi. I have a question. What have the alt been doing to make these changes exactly? What have they been doing that doesn't count as anything more than low-effort trolling? Seriously, I have to press X to doubt here because you literally provide nothing to actually, help out your fucking point. If it's in the podcast, then having the CC depend on watching an 8 hours worth of podcast just to have an idea of what the problems at hand are is already more of a monstrous task than worth demanding.
While I don't think alt CC as a group is needed, mainly because there are far better ways of fixing problems, I do understand that the original CC is flawed and needs work. I just find that the alt isn't doing it in the correct way.
So yet again, you admit saying we don't have an outlining goal is big.
No, I'm not arguing this again.
Alright, I've hammered this dead horse up a point more than a bestiality-loving necrophiliac. Time to get to my final thoughts. Reaper, if you're gonna comment on the alt CC's activities, look into it and don't half-ass the arguments. Literally everything you've said here can be summed up by you yourself.
Irrelevant! You know what, Kurome? I think that meme of yours describes the alt CC so much better. Now it's my final thoughts. Kurome, you have your heart in the right place, I'll give you that, but I feel like this video seemed to have been more of a way to disprove the big bad Reaper boy rather than, addressing anything at all. The points here you made were completely misrepresented me or didn't seem to understand what I was referring to, and honestly this video needed a heavy amount of work. As it is now, it adds really nothing to the table. Well, now that that's over, I can— what the— No!